Dear students, in this session we will see the force vibration system subjected to harmonic excitation. As you know, this figure represents the damped free vibration system, which consists of spring element, damping element and mass element. Now, what is force vibration system? Whenever any vibrating system subjected to external energy during vibration, at that time the system is said to undergo force vibration system. This external energy can be supplied through either an applied force or imposed displacement excitation. This applied force or displacement excitation is of two types, either harmonic excitation or non-harmonic excitation. In harmonic excitation, the system is having forcing function which consists of sine and or cosine components. The response of harmonically excited system is known as harmonic response. In mechanical engineering, the typical examples of force vibration systems are IC engine, air compressor, turbines, pumps, etc. Why we need to analyze the force vibration system? Generally, in the rotary or reciprocating machineries, the vibrations or excitations results due to harmonic or non-harmonic forces present in the system, due to which there is a need to study force vibration of the system. In forced vibration system, when the frequency of excitation coincides with the natural frequency of the system, the response will be very large. This condition is known as resonance, which needs to be avoided to prevent the failure of the system. Thus, forced vibration needs to analyze to avoid resonance condition of the system and thereby the failure of the system. In the harmonic excitation of single degree of freedom system, the harmonic forcing function are in the form that is f of t equal to f0 into e power I omega t plus phi, or f of t equal to f0 cos omega t plus phi, or f of t equal to f0 sin omega t plus phi. All these functions are having the sine, cosine or sine cosine components, where f0 is the amplitude of the force, omega is the frequency, that is nothing but the forcing frequency, phi is the phase angle. The value of phi depends on the value of f of t at t equal to 0, that means initial boundary condition, and is usually taken to be 0. Now we will see the equation of motion for the forced vibration system. If a force f of t acts on viscously damped spring mass system as shown in figure, in this figure the viscously damped vibrating system is subjected to forcing function, that is f of t, then the equation of motion can be obtained using Newton's law as mx double dot plus cx dot plus kx equal to f of t. Now, considering harmonic forcing function, that is f of t equal to f sine omega t. The equation of motion can be written as mx double dot plus cx dot plus kx equal to f sine omega t. As the equation is the second order differential equation with constant coefficient, the general solution of the equation is of the form that is x equal to xc plus xp, where xc is the complementary solution and xp is the particular solution. As the general solution of the equation is x equal to xc plus xp, the complementary solution xc is the solution of homogeneous equation, that is mx double dot plus cx dot plus kx equal to 0. This equation is nothing but, as you know, is the equation of damped-free vibration system, and we have already derived its solution, and that is for underdamped vibration system, that is x of t equal to e power minus zeta omega n t into a cos omega dt plus b sin omega d into t. This equation can be further written as x of t equal to a1 e power minus sin zeta omega n t into sin omega dt plus phi 1. Thus, complementary solution xc equal to a1 into e minus zeta omega n t into sin omega dt plus phi 1, where omega d is the damping frequency, that is 1 under root 1 minus zeta square into omega n. Now let's consider phi is the phase line or phase difference. Considering the displacement vector x lacks the forcing function f sine omega t, then the particular solution can be assumed as xp equal to a sine omega t minus phi, where a and phi are the unknown that needs to be determined, where a is the amplitude of vibration and phi is the phase of displacement with respect to harmonic function. Now differentiating particular solution with respect to time, we will get xp dot and xp double dot. Xp dot will be omega a sine omega t minus phi plus pi by 2, and xp double dot will be omega square a sine omega t minus phi plus pi. Substituting in the equation of motion, that is mx double dot plus cx dot plus kx equal to f sine omega t, we can have this equation of motion which consists of 4 forcing components. Now we'll see what these 4 forces functions are. So first component is the inertia force, then damping force, spring force and harmonic force. All this force keeps the system in equilibrium condition as the total of or summation of all the forces equal to 0. Now we will see the vectorial representation of all these forces. Consider applied harmonic force, that is F, at an angle omega t with respect to this particular horizontal reference. Now, with respect to F and with respect to this horizontal reference, the spring force can be represented like this, that is Ka at an angle omega t minus phi. Now damping force will become perpendicular to this spring force component, and the vectorial representation of inertia force will become perpendicular to damping force. So from the vector diagram, we can say that spring force is perpendicular to damping force and damping force is perpendicular to inertia force. I hope this vectorial representation of all these four forces are clear now. As we know that there are two unknowns, that is A and phi. So now we will solve for that. First, we will go to find the equation for the phi. So consider triangle OAB, then tan phi equal to AB minus OA. That is nothing but C omega A divided by Ka minus M omega square A. Dividing by A, we will simplify further, and dividing by K, the end result will be C omega by K whole divided by 1 minus omega square divided by omega n square. Here K by M is considered as omega n square. Now we will solve this term, that is C omega by K, which can be written like this, that is C by Cc into Cc by 2m into 2m by K into omega. For critically damped system, that is Cc by 2m equal to omega n, which we have already seen. So now C omega by K is nothing but C by Cc is nothing but zeta, Cc by 2m is nothing but omega n, K by m, putting K by m equal to omega n square. The final equation for C omega K equal to 2 zeta omega by omega n. So thus the tan phi equal to 2 zeta omega divided by omega n whole divided by 1 minus omega by omega n square. So ultimately this equation will give you the value of phi, which depends on zeta, omega and omega n. Now we will solve the another unknown, that is A. Again consider triangle OAB, then F square will become OA square plus OB square. That is nothing but F square equal to Ka minus M omega square A whole square plus C omega A square. From this, the value of A can be found as F divided by under root of K minus M omega square plus whole square plus C omega square. Dividing by K, we can further simplify, and putting omega n equal to K by M, we can simplify A in this form. Here again C omega by K term has come, which we have simplified in the previous slide. Now moving ahead and putting C omega by K is equal to 2 zeta omega by omega n, the A value of A can be further simplified as F by K divided by square root. Now F by K is nothing but the static deflection at zero frequency. So putting X as equal to F by K, the value of A is derived in this form, and from this equation A by XS can be obtained, that is nothing but this equation. So the non-dimensional term, that is A by XS, is known as magnification factor or amplitude ratio. Here A is the amplitude of the vibration and XS is nothing but the static deflection at zero frequency. So the ratio A by XS is known as magnification factor or amplitude ratio. So here we have derived the formula for the amplitude A. Now the particular solution XP is equal to A sine omega t minus phi. Now substituting the value of A, XP will become this way. That is XP equal to XS into sine omega t minus phi divided by square root of 1 minus omega by omega n square whole square plus 2 zeta omega by omega n whole square. So the general solution, that is X equal to XC plus XP, can be now written as X equal to this part. This is nothing but the complementary solution plus particular solution. Okay, this complementary solution consists the value of zeta, and as we know, this is the solution of underdamped system. So that is known as transient vibration part of the force damped vibration system. So the general solution consists of complementary solution plus particular solution, where the complementary solution is nothing but the solution of underdamped vibration system, that is also known as transient vibration, and the XP, that is particular solution, that is nothing but steady state vibration. From this solution, if we consider zeta is equal to 0, that means for the undamped vibration system, we can obtain the solution as X equal to A1 sine omega and t plus phi 1, means this term is now eliminated, means equal to 1, and here this term in particular solution, this term will be now vanish. Right? So by this way we have derived the general solution for damped force vibration system as well as undamped force vibration system. Okay, so now we will see how the system will behave when these two components XC as well as XP combines. So as we know that the solution is composed of the XC, total solution is the XC plus XP. So XC is nothing but the transient vibration. Transient vibration is the vibration in which the amplitude is continuously decreasing, while the XP is nothing but the steady state vibration where the amplitude remains constant So, the superposition of transient and steady state solution gives this type of response. So this is the ultimate response of the forced vibration system, which is subjected to harmonic excitation. Okay. I hope this part is clear. Thank you.